Okay, hello everybody. I'm excited to be here with all of you. Thank you, Eloho, Digital Creator Chick, for having me here. Today, I'm going to be talking about something very personal to me, right? And something that relates to all of us watching this call, right? Relationships are how the world literally goes around, right? You have romantic relationships, you have business relationships, you have professional relationships, right? And something I tell myself is that, okay, I'll get into that part, but you need to understand that there are some people that you have in your life that a lot of things that you're struggling with right now, you will not struggle because you have them at your speed dial, right? And this is a particular ideology that I went into business with, and that's why I have prioritized relationship. And today I'm going to be teaching you how to do the same, right? So if you're excited, you can just tell me in the chat. You can network, tell me where you're joining me from, who you are, right? What you're feeling about this session, because I'm very excited. All right. So today we're going to be talking about the art of networking, right? And this topic already sounds very, it sounds broad and it sounds too technical. So I will just be very practical. I'm here to gist with you. I'm here to share my stories with you. I'll be telling stories throughout the session. So I just want you to listen to me, right? Give me your attention, right? So I'll be telling you strategies that you can use to build strong relationships and grow your business through social capital. They've already talked about my profile, but briefly, my name is Haoma Worgwu. I'm a marketing insider at LinkedIn, right? And currently, I network almost every day with about 51,000 people on LinkedIn that I have built a relationship with. And in this session, I will be teaching you how exactly I did it, right? And also other people that are not on LinkedIn, because when you're building relationships, you also need to prioritize online and also offline relationships, right? I've also helped these people gain career and professional growth, right? From visibility to monetization to opportunities on LinkedIn. And I'm here to help you do the same, right? So, since they gave me this topic, strategies for building social strong relationships and growing your business through social capital. So if we are going to build these relationships and grow these businesses through social capital, what exactly is this social capital, right? And basically, social capital is just what you have access to because you know somebody, right? So I don't want to be technical and give you any dictionary definition, but social capital is what you have access to because you know somebody. If you can see these pictures here, this is me and some of people I have relationships with, right? You can just tell me who you're seeing. If you know anybody here, tell me their names, right? I wanted to put a collage of a lot of people, but I just decided to put some of them because this was the template I had. So you can tell me their names or exactly, okay, people are saying Fela. All right, that's fine. This is Mr. Fela Durotoye. I met him last year at a particular conference, and this is Mr. Jimmy Tewe, right? I also met him last year during the same conference. Now, you need to understand that there are a lot of things that you have not been able to access just because you don't know certain people, right? I had a meeting with Mr. Jimmy some months ago, right? And we got to talk about some things. And I'm like, a lot of people, right? You might even be watching me. I might not even be as good as you are, right? With respect to some of your skills or even your business or how far your business has gone. But because I know some certain people, I can get certain privileges that you cannot get, right? Not because I am better than you, just because I know certain people. So even if there's anything you are going to leave this conversation with today, you need to tell yourself that you have to start knowing people. You have to start knowing important people, even if it means you paying. The conference I met these people, I paid over 100,000 naira to go. At that time, it was a lot of money, but I knew what I wanted. I was just starting out in this whole knowledge industry, and I needed to connect to the big names in this industry. Now some of you might want to start small. Yes, there's nothing wrong with starting small, but if you know that you have the resources, you know that you have the guts, right, to get the better, to start better, then you better start better. A lot of people online will tell you start small, start this. But if you know you have the courage, number one, you have the resources to start from a better place. Please start from that better place because you're going to save yourself time. You're going to also be an inspiration to people that you might even be better than because you know certain people. So, what are the things that if you have access to resources, you have access to benefits, just because you know somebody or you know a group of people, that means you have good social capital, right? I hope you understand. Like I said here, who do you know and who knows you, right? Now, beyond understanding what social capital is now understanding how you can build your social capital, right? And I'm going to be telling you guys how exactly you can build your social capital. Now, the first way you can build your social capital is actually by building a brand. A lot of people say build a brand, and it might look technical. So I'm going to be speaking to the layman listening to me, right? Your brand is basically what you want people to think about when they remember your name, right? So if I think about I remember last year I went to Covenant University to speak, and the MC asked this crowd of students, when people remember when Hauma's name is called, what do you remember? A lot of them shouted LinkedIn, right? I thought they were going to say another thing, right? Because that time I was just starting out, but they all chorus LinkedIn. That means I've built a brand around LinkedIn. So what do you want people to remember whenever your name is called or when your name is mentioned, right? When you have now figured out that thing, then you now start taking steps. So if mine is LinkedIn, okay, I should start taking LinkedIn courses. Like I did, I took an international certification in LinkedIn marketing, right? I became a marketing insider at LinkedIn. I started training people, right? So beyond now knowing the sector, a lot of young people, okay, you want to do affiliate marketing, you want to start a business, you want to do this, but then beyond that thing you want to do, you don't now think about the extra things you can do to make you stand out in that sector. The people that you can know, build relationships with that other people don't know. This will already give you an upper edge in that industry, just knowing certain people. That's why when I saw this topic, I was like, I need to talk about it because this is literally a game changer. It can set you apart, it can make you even price higher because you need to also understand that we are in a world that judges books by their covers, right? So how people perceive you, like I said, I think that's intro that there was an intro that I spoke about a particular quote. People will not pay you what you think as an expert. You're calling yourself an expert. Nobody really cares. It's how they perceive you, right? And the good thing about relationships is that the people you have relationships with, their credibility tends to rub off on you over time. When people see you with this particular person, when people see you with this particular person, right, they tend to trust you. I'll still get there, but I just had to give that example, right? So build your brand. The next thing is showing up, right? Now, I don't mean just posting on social media, but intentionally showing up so that you can now solidify this brand you have built. Okay, I want to be known for LinkedIn. Are you showing up on the LinkedIn that you want to be known for? What exactly are you saying? Are you just saying what other LinkedIn people are saying, or are you offering unique perspectives such that you are attractive? Right. One thing I love a lot about Instagram content creators, the funny skit makers, is that almost all of them have their unique spice, right? So when you see Brother Shaggy, there's how Brother Shaggy's content is. When you see Lasisi, there's how his content is. When you see Jayonair, that's how their content is. So they are intentionally showing up with their own unique brand. Do you understand? So in your sector, whatever it is you are doing right now, you need to start thinking, okay, how exactly can I differentiate myself? How can I show up differently? Who can I know? Right? Who can I establish a relationship with that people just get more attracted to me? Remember, we're in a world that basically judges books by their covers, right? So after you build your brand, the next thing is showing up intentionally. Now, step two, you're just showing up because you want to solidify that brand you want to build. There's still going to be another showing up, and I'm going to show you how. Now, the third is Offering value, everybody knows this. You need to intentionally offer value, right? At the end of this conversation, we are going to have a an exercise that is based on value. But first of all, you need to understand that givers never lack, right? So if you want to actually be seen as an authority or build a brand, or if you want to build relationships with an online audience or offline, you need to intentionally offer them value. You need to give them stuff, right? So I'm not against you just posting your face on Instagram or on Facebook. All those things do well, right? But when people see your content, they should be helped. I tell myself that every time I put out content, people should be a better version of themselves. Why? Because my goal every time I put out content is to build a relationship with them. So I'm either making them entertained, making them educated, making them inspired, or maybe motivating them. So you need to look at where exactly do I want to offer value, and there can be a balance, right? So maybe yours can be education. So when you're putting out content, you're educating them, right? If you're a skit maker, yours can be entertainment, right? But in a nutshell, ensure that people are better every time they see your content. And this is also to people that every time you post on social media, whenever I take my LinkedIn students through our growth program, I always tell them that nobody likes to see your offers every time. Let's say every time you're posting is about something you want to sell, or you are leading them to something else, leading them to something else. We all know that the content that we love the most is the ones that make us feel genuinely loved. So if you want to be an authority in your field, and if you want to be someone that people actually look up to their content, ensure that you are prioritizing how your audience feel, right? So you want to help them. I'm not saying don't post about your offers, don't post about your come and buy, but there should also be a content, there should be also be a content line that just, the goal of that is just to help your audience, right? Build a relationship with them. And then this is meant to be four. The fourth stage in this is following up by showing up. Now, I'll give you an example. I go for events a lot because I like building relationships. And if you know about these days, you know, when they go for all those networking events, people bring out their cards, please give me your cards, both Nigerians, white people. Something that I've noticed is that I don't go with my card. I don't even have a card, right? Because I'm not against, if you have a card, it's okay, but I'll tell you why I don't go with the card. Because a lot of people don't go back to those cards, and they can literally forget you, especially if you are networking with very important people, right? You see that they are very busy, they have a lot of companies, they are maybe millionaires or billionaires, or even your people that are in your level, they have other things they are going through, right? When you give them your card, they might throw it away, or they might misplace it, not intentionally. But what I tell them to do is that I either tell them to connect with me on Instagram or LinkedIn. Why? Because I know that I have a goal to always create content that helps people, valuable content. So whether this person forgets me or not, the next day they will see my post and they will remember me. So a lot of people, you're angry, okay, you connected with this guy. I don't know if you have had this situation, but I've had it before. I'll go out for corporate events, I'll connect with big people, and then they don't remember me anymore. In fact, you send them a message on WhatsApp, they give you their number, they don't reply, right? I was going through this back to back until I changed my strategy. I said, okay, I'm not even taking your number again. Or if I take your number, I will ensure that both of us follow each other. I'll just say, connect with me on LinkedIn. I don't use Instagram because it might sound rude telling them, follow me on Instagram, right? Because they are big. So I'll just say, please, can we connect on LinkedIn? Because it sounds like a mutual relationship, right? And they connect with me. So I know that these people, I know they will be watching me. So I follow up with them by showing up. So you need to understand that when you see that maybe people are not replying you in again, they don't just see you, you're not just valuable to them. But when you're intentionally showing up on social media, offering whatever it is you are offering, insightful knowledge, content, they would tend to remember you. Are, in fact, this thing happened this week. There was somebody I met, right? We were meant to work on something together, but then for some reason Maybe he got busy or I don't know. But then I made a post this week and I knew that that was the post that reminded him of me because immediately I made that post, I got his call. I was like, this thing is working. So follow up by showing up. Right, like I stated here, so I decided to bring out some tips from my book. Title of my book is Morning Star, and in a particular chapter, I was talking about how to what they didn't tell you about showing up online and offline. The first thing is that people love to associate themselves with success. Now, this happens on LinkedIn a lot. A lot of people would come on LinkedIn and say, "Oh, they are making this amount of money. They just got this job. They are doing PhD in Harvard or this." But then when you see their pictures, it doesn't add up. The person doesn't look like the kind of person that'll be making that kind of amount. So when you want to show up such that people now love you, people want to be in a relationship with you, right, online or offline, you need to understand that people love to associate themselves with success. When you look like you are successful or when you look like you are progressing, people will just want to associate themselves with you. And I've intentionally used it everywhere I go to. Remember the conference I told you guys I attended last year? I was First of all, I'm not so old. I'm very young. So when I went there, I was obviously the youngest there. A lot of them, I was the age of their children, right? But I decided to show up like the success that they want to be associated with. So from your dressing, the way you speak, the kind of questions you ask, all these things, as little as they are, but the wealthy people can literally interpret your body language, how you speak, all these things, and then they can determine if they want to have a relationship with you or not. So even before you carry your bag and say, "Oh, I want to go to networking events," Homa said I should go. You also need to put all these things in consideration. When they ask you, "What do you do?" Do you know what you do? A lot of people, you know what you do in your mind. But when they say, "Okay, time for networking, meet your neighbor," you're already scared. They ask you, "What do you do?" You know what you do, but you can't put it in clear terms what you do. Right. So please, after this conversation today, you need to actually write it down. What exactly do you do? Who do you help? What do you help them do? And what do they achieve after you have helped them? Simple statements, all right, that someone can know how exactly they can be a part of your life, or if you're somebody they want to be in a relationship with. The second thing you need to understand is that people don't really like you, they just want to be helped. Now, this is very needed when you want to build a relationship with an online audience. Now, if you have a platform where you have a lot of people following you, right? You would tend to feel loved sometimes. But I'm speaking from experience, right? I told you guys by God's grace, I have about 51,000 people following me on LinkedIn. And when you put up a post, everybody's commenting, they are blowing your fan. But then there's something that happened some months ago. I think that was last year when I wanted to release a course. This was when I realized this thing here, right? I wanted to release a LinkedIn course. I had put up a list for people to join, a wait list. A lot of people joined. I think I had about 300 people joined. I wasn't even so big on it that time. I just put up the stuff there. In my mind, I was thinking, oh, these people really love me. They're loyal to me. Um, yeah. So whenever I bring out the course, they are going to buy and they're going to come. And I was busy delaying, wasting time, right? I didn't bring out the course in like 1, 2, 3 months or so. Now there was someone else on LinkedIn that decided to launch her own course. Now, what I noticed was that a lot of those people that joined my waitlist went to buy her course. I had not even released mine. So now I now understood that at I was kind of feeling like, oh, these people don't like me, or they're not loyal to me after joining my waitlist. And then that particular experience made me to be more mature. And I understood that a lot of people online, they don't really, it's not that they like you. You are helping them and they want to continue being in a relationship with you. So the person that continues being a helper is the person that would have longer lasting relationships, is the person that people don't want to unfollow, is the person that people want to connect with, right? So you need to look at your help channels. How exactly am I helping people, right? Is my content really making them better? right? If you say you're going to do something like me, if you say you're going to launch a course, have you done it? Or are you thinking that these people are going to be at your beck and call every time? Right. So you also need to be blind to engagements because this will increase your consistency online. Now, a lot of things that happen when people create content is that you're so bent on your likes, your engagements, comments. Now, if you are still in that place where is likes, engagement that you look at every time, right? You're going to you're going to give up. Because even the people that have a lot of followers, there are days when you create content and it doesn't do well, right? Even the biggest influencers, they have contents that do well more than the others, right? So if you want to start this journey of building a relationship with people online and offline, you need to be blind to engagement. Forget about likes, forget about the engagement, and understand that, especially on LinkedIn, understand that every time you create content, there's somebody that you have solidified a relationship with, or there's somebody that you have created a new relationship with. Right? I'll say it again. Every time you put up content on the internet, there's somebody that you have solidified a relationship with, or that you have created a new relationship with, right? And so you need to be consistent because you need to keep solidifying the relationships with the new people that you have created that relationship with, right? The fourth thing you need to understand is that you are the value, right? Places and a lot of people go to places and they you're shy, right? Because you don't understand that you are the value. And there's this example I always give. If you There's this example I always give. If all of us are in a room and it's dark, right? And you come in with, let's say, you come in with your phone and your phone has a torchlight, right? All of us have been there in that room, we've been bumping into each other, etc. And everybody's already quarreling. And you come in with the light. How would you walk into that room? You walk into the room very bold, you walk into the room very, in fact, you feel like, you have arrived, Abby. Why? Because you are the one with the solution. So every time that you go to a networking event, you want to show up online, understand that you are the one with the solution. When you want to market your business, you want to market your product, understand that you are the one with the solution. And the person with the solution should not be shy. It's the people that have the problems that should be shy. Your audience, they should be the ones shy because they have the problem. You have the solution. No matter who that audience is, whether the person has more money than you, the person has whatever. This is something I use. I go into rooms where I have people that are way wealthier than I am, but because I know the solution I bring, right, I am confident because I know that yes, I'm the light here. You might be wealthy, you might have even better networks than me, but in this particular thing, I know that I am your light, right? So yeah, those are the four things. Now you need to understand this particular thing, right? A lot of you are so good at what you are doing, right? If you're in Elohor's network, I'm sure that you are not in the you're not the caliber of person that keeps quiet online. So I will not dwell so much on this slide, but you need to understand that the reason why you don't have a level of social capital is because you are too quiet. And I don't mean shouting and dancing on Instagram, you're always shouting, blah, blah, blah. But I mean intentionally communicating your value to your audience. Because if you don't communicate your value to people, if you don't tell people who you are, they are going to tell you who you are, right? People will call you the name you call yourself, right? When people started calling me LinkedIn Queen, LinkedIn Queen, LinkedIn Queen, because I jokingly, and I've not even said this story anywhere before, I just jokingly one day started calling myself LinkedIn Queen. And then I wanted to start creating videos on LinkedIn. And then I bought a shirt that had LinkedIn Queen on it. And everywhere I go now, LinkedIn Queen, because I decided jokingly, start calling myself LinkedIn Queen, right? So you need to communicate your value to people that you are building relationships with. If not, they are going to tell you what they think you are, and to be hard to now demystify that thought that they have. So the best thing is upfront, tell them who you are. Do you understand? Intentionally communicate your value to them, right? You also need to maintain regular communication to stay top of their mind. Remember what I said, follow up by showing up. Offer your support to them, your resources to them whenever possible to strengthen your relationships. Example, now, whenever I want to build a relationship with somebody, now I mean a physical relationship. Now, when I go for networking events and I meet really big people, there's something I do. Most times, most of the time, I like offering my service to them for free, right? I can say, okay, I'm going to do this thing for you for maybe the first 2 months free. Why? Because I want to build a relationship with them, right? Because young people, I'm sure that a lot of people watching me are young. Yes, there's this vibe to make money, to blow, to be a millionaire early, etc. But you need to understand that there's some people that you will have in your life, right? And what you can access is bigger than what money can give you. And I'm speaking from experience. Do you understand? There's some places I've been in, there are some things I've had access to that I would normally not, I can't afford it. Do you understand? But just because I've been able to maybe help somebody that maybe has access or something, I just have a relationship with somebody there, they're able to put me there. So when you are talking about okay, monetizing, yeah, you should monetize stuff. I also have a lot of things I monetize, but you should also be wise. Be wise because there's some people that if it's price that will chase them away from your life, let the price go somewhere. Do you understand? Let the relationship be built first. In fact, there's somebody now recently that I offered my service to him for free. Very big name in the industry. He can pay me, but I said no. Let me just do it for you for free. And today, in fact, he was talking about his mentees, right? So his mentees are very big people in the industry. If I call their names, you know them, right? And I was like, sir, please, I hope to be your mentee one day. And he told me, you're already my mentee now. This is somebody that people can pay millions to be their for him to be their mentor. But just because of this act of helping him, offering value to him, right? And he knows the worth of that value. He already puts me into his corner. Do you understand? Yeah. So join communities. Communities are legit. I'll also tell you guys a story, right? So the name of this community is Business Club. And this is a community, right? Ace Business Club is a community of legacy builders, wealth creators, business owners, just kind of, let's say, Forbes Business Council, something like that. Now, something I noticed, I joined Ace Business Club on this year, I think February. There's another lady that joined Ace Business Club, and I'll give you guys her story. She had her book launch 2 months ago, and 90% of the people that spoke at our conference were from this club, right? And now I was thinking and I thought to ask myself, what if this lady never joined this club? Will she have this caliber of people in her in in this her program, right? Even me, I'm having my own book launch and conference in August, and there's some people that I am accessing to invite because I am in certain communities, not just Ace Business Club. I use this Ace Business Club because of the lady I wanted to give you guys her story, right? So, what are the communities that you need to join that you would have access to some people that other people don't have access to? Is not free. This community is not free. You need to come out of that place of always wanting free things because it's going to frustrate you. Most of you, the money you have in that your account that you're keeping and just pampering it, oh my money, is the reason why you are still where you are today. Is the reason why you don't know certain people because you are so bent on pampering your money. Money is currency, it's meant to flow and give you more things. Money is a tool. When you use money as a tool to access things that other people cannot access, then it pays you back in multiple folds. The amount of money that I've spent in this club, or let me not even use this club, the amount of money I spent, remember the conference I told you guys I paid 100K to join. You will not believe that in about 3 months, or I don't even think it was up to 3 months, I made my money back in multiple folds, right? Imagine if I was hoarding that money. Oh, 100K is a lot. I won't pay. I can't go. I would not have made that money back. in multiple folds. I would have not known some people I know now, and I would not have gotten the level of courage I have now. You also need to know that when you have certain people in your network, you are bolder. I've seen it firsthand because they are also bold. They have more experience. You see how they are showing up. You see how they are. It just rubs off on you. Remember the story that people say that the lion that was born, he was born a lion, but then he grew up with sheep. But even when he became a lion, he grew from being a cub to a lion. He was acting like a sheep. When he sees lions like himself, he's going to run. He will run away with the sheep until he understood that one day he said, "Ah, I don't look like these people that I'm actually following. I am actually a lion." And then he went back to the camp of lions. So a lot of you, if you know that maybe you don't have a good background, you don't have a wealthy background, do your best to get into the arena of wealthy people. See how they think. Create relationship with them. If you cannot really pay the money, volunteer and enter those conferences, right? Volunteer and enter those clubs. Negotiate yourself inside because some places you just need to enter and that's it for you. Do you understand? So this is for communities. And so we'll be talking about your social capital quickly. How exactly does it grow your business? Because we are talking about how can we now use social capital to grow your business. One, I've already said it, trust and credibility. You have better reputation. People can now pay you certain amounts because they've just seen you with somebody. It works like magic. You can now negotiate your value better. First, don't forget you now have better courage because you're seeing how these people are acting. They have better experience than you and it's already rubbing off on you. Second, you have privileged information. You need to understand that there are some things that the wealthiest people of the world know today that both of us we don't know, right? And it's called privilege information. Some I know because there are some communities that I have done my best to enter, or rather, God has placed me in because God has really been very faithful to me and He has favored me. So privileged information that can literally help your business, right? So, what are those communities? What are those clubs that you can join? Yours might not be Ace Business Club. Maybe you can't afford Ace Business Club, but maybe there's a community someone is building. You can join. There's a program someone is building that comes with a community. You can join, get privileged information because somebody that is wealthier than you today, the person knows something that you don't know, or the person is executing something that you are not executing, right? You also need to um is also going to help you consistently improve yourself because whenever you are around, when you are the dumbest person in your circle, you always want to improve. But when you are the wisest person in your circle, you would feel like you are doing too much. And this is for some young people because I started out very early. When I was in like 100 level, I had already started my NGO. A lot of things I was doing, or God was instructing me to do, and my immediate friends were thinking that you are doing too much. Is it not okay? This girl, your own is too much, etc. Right? But I already knew what I wanted for myself, and that's why your community matters a lot. People you have relationship with matters a lot. Are there people that will say, "Oh, guy, you are doing too much," or people that are saying, "Guy, you have not started," right? And it must not even be based on what they say. How is their own? How are their lives? Right? Are they better than you, right? Or are you the G in the circle that everybody is saying that you are doing so well, even when you know that you've not started. So if you know that you are feeling like you are so good, your circle. I'm not saying stop talking to your friends. No, I'm telling you that perhaps it's time for you to change circles. Perhaps it's time for you to join new circles. You can still retain those your friends, but it's time for you to join better, more improved circles because if they keep blowing your fan every time, you will tend to feel comfortable and there's no space for improvement in that at that point where you're feeling comfortable, right? You also have access to opportunities. There are things they will see in those circles that you have access to, right? Remember the lady I told you that she just got people, these people come to her book launch to speak, people that would normally not come. Even for people that will come for my conference if you're in Lagos in August, you will see people that would naturally not come, but they have accepted, right? First of all, because God instructed that I reach out to them. And second, because there's a particular lady that just accepted to be one of my speakers. And she said, it is just because of this club. She made it clear, right? It's because of this club, and there's some other things she listed, right? Now, you need to understand as I wrap up, right? There's something that my friend tells me every time, and he tells me, Homa, everybody has a value bank account. You know, as you have GT Bank, Sterling Bank, whatever, every human being has a value bank account, right? However, you need to understand that how much of your value is deposited in the account of your target audience, right? That will determine if you have a good relationship with them or not, right? So, like I told you, your content should always be centered around helping them. Take it like you can see this man putting dollar in this person's card every time you want to put out content, even when you want to post your fine face. Let him make someone happy, right? Let them always be the goal for putting out something that someone will see this thing and the person is better off, right? When they scroll past my content, they are better off. They're either entertained, they feel happier, they're laughing, or they are seeing an opportunity that can make them better. They are better educated, they are motivated, they are inspired. Do you understand? So invest in people, right? Put money in their bank account, not money, but put value in their bank account. Because when it's time for you to now ask for something backing, for something back, right, or something in return, it's not going to be that hard. That's why if you notice, a lot of brands pay influencers huge amounts of money to push their product. Why? Because influencers have intentionally sold into your value bank account. They make you laugh. Skip makers, they make you laugh. You love them, you trust them. Now, when they tell you buy something, you want to go and buy it just because this person said buy it. Why? Because that person's value in your account is so much. So from today, you can decide that okay, for these people that my business is helping, whatever is helping, I will intentionally sow into their value bank accounts. Right? What do you do at the first instance when you connect with them, and even after meeting them? Right? Are they better off or are they worse off? Right? Finally, the exercise I told you guys about. You guys can see these three pictures here. I can't see the charts because I'm looking at my slides. You can tell me which of these rivers would you like to swim in? The first one, the second one, the third one. Don't, if you don't like swimming, just forget that you don't like swimming, or if you're scared of water, just by how they look, which one would you want to swim in? Right. For me, I want to assume that you guys are already putting the one you want to swim in. For me, I would like to swim in number three, this one, or maybe number one, just vibe in number one, but not number two. Why? Obviously, because of how it looks. And why does it look like this? It's like this because this is stagnant water. This is it's a flowing river. This is a flowing river, but this is stagnant water. Now, you need to understand that the flowing rivers, flowing pools, you know that whenever you go to the pool is flowing, right? New water is coming. Now, the flowing rivers and flowing pools, that's where human beings want to swim. That's where even fishes want to swim, because in this stagnant water, there's not a lot of oxygen. So fishes can't even survive there, a lot of them, right? People will only refer their friends to swim in a pool that is moving or a river like this because it's fine, because it's comfortable, it's not smelling, right? It's flowing, right? Now, it's the same thing with us. A lot of us are so whatever God has put into you has not started coming out. You're basically like stagnant water, right? And I'm not even talking about people that are creating content on LinkedIn. I'm talking about people that God has put something in you to help people. Just imagine Elohon never brought up this conference. There's somebody that will listen to me now, and your life would literally change, because there's some things you are hearing today for the first time. There's some things that you've heard today that you put into practice, and it can literally change something in your life, right? Imagine she did not launch this thing, right? It would be like she's being stagnant in a way, right? She's hoarding something she has the capacity to put out to the world, right? A lot of you are hoarding something you have the capacity to put out to the world, maybe because of fear, because of shyness, or some people just because of greed, right? Please intentionally decide today that you are going to be a flowing river. Fear is not going to hold you back, right? fear, whatever, what people have to say. People will always say stuff, whether you put it out or you don't put it out. So if you have written a book, you have a course you want to launch, you are scared, will people buy, will people not buy, put it out. There's a part of the Bible that says the people will curse the one who withholds grain, but they bless the one who sells. When I saw that scripture in the Bible, I said, okay, I even have biblical reference to validate that I should be selling stuff, right? Maybe they might not use the amount to say that, but the testimonies of their lives will bless you. When they've gone through your course, they've watched your videos, and they are better, right? They're going to bless you at the initial stages. I run a LinkedIn growth program monthly, and on a monthly basis I take about 100 people through that program. At the initial stages, I'm the one telling them, come and buy. Some people will not buy, but at the end, when we're having our graduations, they'll be the one say, oh, thank you, God bless you, I'm so happy I went through this thing, I got this opportunity, I got. I'm like, see this one, oh, Share was the one telling you to join, now you're the one raining all the blessings. That's just a validation that people will bless the one that sells, right? And I don't mean actually selling, but putting out whatever it is you have within you. Finally, you need to understand that givers never lack. Givers of value, givers of money, givers of talent, givers of the solutions that God has put inside of them. They don't lack. So what do you have to do after listening to me? Look at your giving channels, right? It can be content, it can be course, it can be a book, it can be a service you offer, right? Analyze it. The ones that are meant to be free, make it free. The ones that are meant to be paid, make it paid. The people you are meant to offer, even the paid one for free. There's somebody that I gave out my course to today my program to today for free because of something that we had a conversation about, right? So there's some people that not really give you money, right? But because you have the ideology of what I've told you today, and you know that relationships, like I told you, there's something that you want to have now, that if you had somebody in your network, that thing will not be a problem for you. So that should be your goal. Give to the extent that you don't struggle for some things again, because you have built valuable relationships with people. You won't lack both in business and in life generally, because you have built capital that is paying you in influence, is paying you in money, is paying you in impact, right? People say a good name is better than, I think they say a good name is better than money. But when you are very strategic about it, you will also have a good name, and you will still have money. You still have influence, right? So I hope that I've been able to teach you something that you would apply in your life, and by the help of God, you would actually become better because of something that you have heard today. If you have questions, you can ask me. You can also connect with me on other social media platforms so that we can start our own relationship, right? And also continue exchanging value with each other. Thank you guys for having me.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. That was a value packed session. I have learned a lot of things even while listening to this session, and I can't thank you enough, Haoma, for coming to do this. I know that it took a lot. Your time is very, very precious, and you coming here, and it's still that networking thing and relationship thing that Haoma has mentioned in this session that helped me bring Haoma here today. I've never met her before. I think we've had a few conversations here and there. Just for me showing up on Instagram, I believe she accepted
Yeah,
because she has also seen me show up. Like, okay,
yeah,
this person has substance. She knows what she's doing, and I believe that's why she also agreed to come, because the truth is nobody wants to associate themselves with somebody that's not doing anything. Let me put it that way.
yeah,
Let me not say a nobody, but somebody that is not doing anything, nobody wants to associate. And before I even reach out to a home, I was looking for somebody to actually talk about this topic. I saw different people, but and then I prayed about it, and I don't know. Somebody just tagged a woman on her story. I was like, a woman. Then I went to her page. When I got to her page, I just felt this. I don't know. I just said this is the person. And like, if I reach out to her, I pray she says yes. But yeah, we are here today, and this was not a mistake. And I believe everybody has also learned. So everybody, everything that Haoma has shared here today, she even shares more in her book Morning Star. I'm sure she mentioned the Morning Star during the session. That book, I'm also going to get a copy. I'm going to get a copy after this session. Yes, so I'm going to get a copy. Me too. I'll start
That means you're
implementing.
coming for the conference because
Yes,
when
so
you
I'm
get the
coming.
copy, you have access to the conference.
I am coming. I'm coming. I want to start implementing. I want to start implementing what I've learned here today. I'm coming for that conference. So once you get a copy of the book, the link is in the caption now, in the comments rather. Once you get a copy of that book, you will get free access to the conference that is happening in August. And that is your first step. How much is even the book? So let me check. How much is it? Uh,
The
the
hard
book
copy ebook and the conference is 6.5.
Imagine 6'5" with 6'5". Imagine, oh, you guys, 6'5". I remember the story I want to share. She spent 100K to attend a physical event, but with 6'5", you're going to get access to all of these speakers for free. So go and buy. Where is Mavis? Mavis was saying that she wants to start investing in our community. This is your first step. The link is in the comments. Go and buy the Morning Star book if you want to start implementing everything that our woman has taught here today. With 6'5", go and buy that book. I don't want to hear any story, please. Go and buy the book. I'll also drop the link in the Telegram group so you guys go and buy. And then another thing you can also get from Haoma is the 20-day LinkedIn growth and visibility challenge that she does. I think the first one is starting on Sunday. I'm inside. I already paid. I already paid for it. I'm inside. I tell you guys, me, I'm not here to play. If people are here to play, I beg. I don't know about you, but me, I'm not here to play. I've also paid for the LinkedIn challenge. I'm inside there, and we're going to start on Sunday. And that one is about 9,000 naira, right? So you can buy that one as well if you feel like, okay, oh, I don't want I don't want to buy the book. I want to do the challenge. But the truth is, whether you buy the book or you join the 20 days visibility and growth challenge on LinkedIn, you are still going to learn a lot from Haoma, right? So, but I will encourage everybody, go and buy that book. Go and buy that book. Oh, I won't say anything again. Go and buy the book. Me, I've said my own. Yes, Mavis, go and buy. You must buy. Go and buy it. Once you buy it, you get access. Free access is a physical event, and you'll be able to attend. And that's where your networking starts from. That's the very first step. You don't have to wait to go and pay thousands of naira first. Start from the one you can afford. Yeah. And how am I even giving this away for? It's too cheap. Oh. You not increase the
I know,
price.
right?
I was like, I'll go and buy it. Means I'll buy mine this night. So you can buy the book. Not you can. You should. Everybody here, it's mandatory. I'm mandating everybody to go and get a copy of the Morning Star. Not just because, oh, I want you to go and buy something for my woman. What our woman has said is people don't really like you. They will just want to be helped. So it's not because, oh, you like our woman, you enjoyed our session today. Go and buy because you are going to be helped. Let's put it that way, right? So with the book, first of all, the value from the book, and then also the value from the conference, they are going to be having free access to when you buy that book. And then also you can also join the visibility challenge. And the link I've dropped here is for the visibility challenge. Why is the free class, right?
Yeah.
So once you fill the form, you join the WhatsApp group, and from there she'll take it from there and show you how you can get access to the visibility challenge. So go and buy the book, join the challenge. All of these things will also be dropped in the Telegram channel, so that you can go and take action from there. Thank you so much, Haoma. Do we
Yeah.
have any questions for Haoma? Any questions we'd like to ask Haoma before we end the session? Before we end the session, any questions? I'll count to five. If we don't have any questions, that means it is very explanatory. In fact, Haoma, thank you personally. Me, today's session, I learned a lot. I've been learning from all the session, but this one, I've been waiting for it like I don't know how to express my gratitude, but yes, I am really grateful. And on behalf of everybody here today, we say thank you for sharing all of those things, your story, sharing your strategies. You know, it's a lot, and I know it's a lot for you to do that, but I'm grateful. Thank you very much. I think there are no questions. Everybody enjoyed the session, and it is clear you break it down really well. You break it down. Yes, it was electrifying. I agree. I agree with you, Mavis. It was electrifying. Thank you, Aoma. Really appreciate this. And we are all coming to your conference.
I
Yes,
can't wait to
guys.
see you
We're
all.
all coming. We're all coming. And yes, come. We'll meet there as well. It will be a good place. Oh, I saw you at the Grow conference.
Yeah.
Ah, we're not here. You see, connection has started. Thank you, Aoma. Thank you so
You're
much for
welcome.
the amazing session. God bless you. And we appreciate you. We love you. Tell Aoma how grateful you are in the comments, guys. If you really enjoyed the session and you learned a lot from today's session. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know why I just keep saying thank you.
Oh my
And
god.
guys, you guys are not talking in the comment. What's going on?
Maybe they are
You guys,
dumbfounded. They are speechless.
they are exactly. They are speechless. Are you guys speechless? Are Yes, we are coming. Amazing. This is the comment I love to see. We are coming to the conference. Yes. Visibility challenge is for what platform? LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Yeah. It's for LinkedIn. LinkedIn visibility and growth. We did the pre stuff last week, the pre challenge execution. So she set up our
Yeah.
LinkedIn. Need to have set up my own. Yeah, I'm not yet to play. We should be there. Okay. Somebody said, what about those outside Nigeria? Will the conference also? Oh,
Yeah, it's
comfort is
hybrid. It's hybrid.
okay. He said it's hybrid, so you can also buy the book. You have access to the online session. Yeah, so comfort, please go and buy. Don't let location be a barrier. All right. Yes, the visibility challenge is for LinkedIn. Okay, someone said we are grateful you deliver value in a simple form. Amazing. Someone says no LinkedIn. I think I've answered that. So there's a question
Yeah.
here for you. My question is, how do I get to this community? How do I get around it? As a natural hair digital creator, I find it hard to communicate with others in my niche, and I think it is my fear. Hmm.
I think you have already answered your question. You think it's your fear. So you need to address that your fear, right?
Yeah.
Another thing about communities is that if you can't join one, you can actually start one, right? So I know some people that have
Yeah.
started communities maybe for natural hair. There are people that even started communities for introverted people, right? You can start a community and ensure that in that your community you're offering value because you can now attract
Mhm.
other people that will now give you stuff, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. Thank you very much for that. And now that you're asking, how do I go about this community? Go and buy the book, the Morning Star book, and start from there. Start networking. And so far, for the last
That's
5 days,
I wanted
yes.
to say something. So,
Okay.
so the title of the conference is Light Conference, right? So the idea of the conference is that it's for people that is for global light carriers, right? So that's why I call it. So I see that everybody that has a solution, you are basically a light because God has already told you you're a light to the world. So 1 week after Morning Star, we're actually going to be in the light community where I would also share some resources that has helped me, right? The goal is just because I cannot stand when I see people that are so good at what they do and they're not
Mm-hmm.
making any impact. Their lives are your income is not showing like the solution you have,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you just need people to put you across and you should be in that community. Conference is happening in Lagos for Divine that is asking.
Yeah, Lagos. It's happening in Lagos. Yes. Thank you very much, Haoma. You guys should not miss that conference. I will also be there. So if you even say, okay, you don't want to see Haoma, come and see me. Come and see me. But yeah, but aside you just seeing any of us, is the value you're going to be getting. It's not about, oh, I like a lot, let me come off. You are doing this for yourself, not for me. So I'm not
Yeah.
begging you. But even though I say it's mandatory, I'm still not begging you. So it's still your choice to make and your decision to make. So somebody asked something, no, not this one. Okay. Ma'am, how did you overcome imposter syndrome? I think that's a very good question.
Hmm. Well, this imposter syndrome thing, I don't know if I had it, if I ever had it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I already set up or I started being aware. So you actually have to be self-aware. Who exactly are you?
Mm-hmm.
Who has God told you you are? So a lot of people that have imposter syndrome, they don't trust who they are. They don't trust who God has told you you are. So when you now start showing up as what you are meant to be, you start feeling guilty. Oh, am I really this person? Am I really this thing? But when you have a good conviction of who you are, right? Whatever or however you choose to show up, you are not feeling guilty. You're not having any imposter syndrome because you are self aware. And you also need to go back to the manual that the one that created you gave you, right? So if I want to know what this phone is, I'll go to iPhone and ask them, okay, what is iPhone that knows everything they have made iPhone to be? A lot of us that are using iPhone, we really don't know the exact things or everything iPhone can do. So go to the Bible and know exactly what God has made you to be. If you understand what you are meant to be, right, you will never think you are showing up as someone else or are you not doing too much. You won't have imposter syndrome because you are convicted and you are self-aware.
Wow, thank you very much. So everything boils down to self-awareness. I think for that imposter syndrome, it never did I will I say it goes away? It doesn't go away. No, true. Because when I wanted to start this Grow conference thing, usually I used to do it as an IG live thing. So when I wanted to do it as like a conference, I was really scared. I was like, will people come? How will I be able to bring the speakers to come? I had so many self-doubts. But it comes back to self-awareness, like Haoma has said. And another thing I would like to add to that is maybe getting people, it still goes back to networking, getting people who can encourage you in during those
We
times
need you.
where you doubt yourself. So those times where I feel like, will this thing work? I had to go and meet my friend, yeah, and we talked over it. She was like, you can do it, mama, you can do it. And she just gave me the ginger that I needed. After that conversation, I was like, I'm doing it. And then I went for it, you know. So that's self-awareness. And then also back to the networking thing that we've discussed here today. You get, so it is very, very important to have people in your network that not just only gives you money or gives you exposure or all those things. Sometimes it's also about giving you that accountability, the support, the push that you need. From hello, hello, it all starts from hello, hello. Most of my friends today, yeah, she's my best friend today. We met online. I've never met her in real life. So she's in the UK, I'm in Nigeria. I've never met her, but we've shared so many things about ourselves. We've shared so many moments together that I will not trade for anything in the world. We met on Instagram. She came to me as a client. I worked with her, and then after working, we just started replying each other's story back and forth. And we got here. I don't even know how we got here, but we had a collaboration together where we launched a product. And from that product launch, we spent a lot of time. Every day we were together for like 2 weeks working on the product. And then from there, we are here today. She's my best friend, and it's just
Wow.
crazy how it happened. And so many other of my friends I've met online as well. Peace, Sue Adesuwa, Intimacy Master. I all met them online. So one of them was even from Salem King's comment section. That they just say comments, and I don't even know. We just met from there. It's just crazy. And that's it. One of them was from a community. I paid for a tribe, a monthly tribe. And then in that community, she needed somebody to do something for her. And it's a service that I provide. And I provided the service for her. If I went to her place to provide the service, the next day I will go back. Guess what? I stayed there for 1 month. And I don't became friends. It's crazy. It's crazy, but yeah, let's not go into that. So you see, getting those people, investing in people, and also being self-aware is a very big thing in overcoming imposter syndrome. So go and get the Morning Lights book, get it,
Morning
and
star.
start your Morning Star. The light from the conference going to my head. Get the Morning Star book and start your journey to networking and building healthy relationship. Is there any other question here? Okay, then there's no other questions. There's just people crying in the comment section. Say, Comfort, yes, you came late today, but you can catch up with the replay after the session. There's so much how much shared today, and there's also an important information you need to know about networking and building relationship. So I think there are no more questions. With that being said, thank you very much, Haoma. I'm so excited. We are so grateful that we could have you here, and we are all coming with our full force. We are coming to the conference. Let's continue our networking. And yes, please follow Haoma on Instagram. She's on Instagram at Haoma Worgwu, and she's also on LinkedIn. I think Haoma Worgwu as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Haoma
everywhere.
everywhere. Haoma Worgwu. So follow her everywhere. Let me spell it in the chat so that you'll not be wondering how to spell that. Yeah.
I think I've sent you direct link so they can just click
Oh,
and
okay,
join.
yeah, okay, cool, cool. Let me copy this, paste in the comments. So on LinkedIn, this one is a LinkedIn one first. Follow her on LinkedIn and then on Instagram. I'm also going to add all of this in the Telegram group and also in the replay. So when you're watching the replay, all of this information will be in the comment section of the replay so that you can connect with her from there. Connect with her is very, very important. All right. Thank you so much, Haoma. I appreciate
No,
you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do
you
have a good night rest. I love
too.
you. We all love you. Thank
Love you too.
you.
See you in
Good
August.
night.